a 4-star read because I almost thought this would be a 3-star read because it was just a slow type of read for her. So yeah, but I rated this book a 4-star rating, and now we're going to go and do my July TBR. And only love of her life, the careful bubble she constructs begins to dissolve. Once upon a time, Elliot was Macy's entire world, growing from her gringly YouTube channel, Dajah Nicole. So in today's video, I will be doing a June wrap up and July TBR, even though it's like 5 days into July, and I'm going to post this video tomorrow, which is July 6th, and also my birthday. So today is also my last day of being 22 years old, and yeah, but I'm going to show you all the books that I read in June. I didn't read a lot of books than I wanted to, just because I'm still kind of in a reading slump of trying to get back into reading, because it's been like at least 3 months since I like read books like that. So I'm still trying to get the love back for reading, but I did read 5 books in total. 4 books which were on my physical TBR, and then I read 1 book on my Kindle, which was an ARC read. So yes, but before I get into today's video, besties, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell notification so every time I post a video, you will be notified. And if you have any video ideas, if it's book related, blog related, any type of videos that you want to see on my channel, please let me know down below. And if you want to follow me on all my social medias, my Instagram and TikTok username will be on the screen throughout the video, but all of my other social medias, like my booktok, bookstagram, author page for both TikTok and Instagram, and podcast information will all be linked down below, down in the description box down below. And if you have read any of these books, besties, please let me know. And if you want to read any of these books this month, you should add it to your TBR, or just want to read it some point this year, add it to your TBR as well. But now let's just get into the books that I read in the month of June, which was a total of 5 books. Okay, besties, so these are all the books that I read on my physical TBR, and then like I said, I did read 1 book on my Kindle, which was an ARC read. So I'm going to actually tell y'all that book first, because I'm going on to my Goodreads, and I don't really like getting up and getting my Kindle because I just don't feel like it. But I'm gonna tell you the books. So the first book that I read in the month of June and finished, actually, yeah, I finished this book in the month of June and read it like literally the beginning of June. I got it like June 3rd and I finished it on June 14th. So the book is Fielder's Choice. So it is by Ashley Bell. So like I said, this was a book that I was an ARC read for, and it's basically about a ballerina and baseball player. The baseball player is a single father with a daughter who is a ballerina. Well, she takes ballet class, and the main female character, Olive, she is Lane's daughter, and they fell in love. She does do with infertility, so it talks about that, but they do end up together. And yeah, there's some other tropes, but I really love this book. I gave it a 5-star rating, and I didn't just give it a 5-star rating because I was an ARC read for it, but I actually really loved the book, and it got me hooked so much, and I just loved the trope. It was something different than what I read. I never really read like baseball and ballerina trope. I have read icebreaker, which is a hockey trope. Actually, the whole series of the icebreaker, the Maple Hill series, is all hockey. So I haven't read like any other sports romance, so me reading this, it was kind of different and I really loved it. So yes, if there's any other like type of sports romances that y'all want me to get into, please let me know, and let me know down in the comments. I know, if y'all don't know, I am writing a book, and once I'm done with my second copy, not second copy, but my second draft of my novel that I'm writing, which is a military romance, I will be starting writing, well, starting planning and writing. So my brother's trying to call me and I'm recording, so I can't call him while recording, and my computer is like linked up to my phone, so I'm so sorry about that. But like I was saying, if y'all don't know, I am writing my debut novel, which hopefully will be out this fall or early December, which is still fall winter time, but it is a military romance called Forbidden Orders. But I do want to plan, and I am planning to write a soccer and news reporter romance. So it will be a friends to enemies to lovers trope, which is weird. I never, like, a lot of people don't really hear about that trope. So yes, that will be my next book that I'm writing after I publish and have Forbidden Orders out to the world. But follow my off the talk. I actually have to edit some TikToks to add, so, but all that information will be in the description. But no, I haven't really read any other tropes when it comes to like sports romance besides hockey. So if you have like any other like sports theme that is not hockey, please let me know, because I want to read something more than hockey. As someone who rarely knows anything about hockey, I just like want to do something more. I know a little bit about soccer, I know a little bit about like football and basketball. So if you know some good romance novels which those are the sports, please let me know down in the comments section. Now, the next book that I read in the month of June was First Time Caller. But like I was saying, so this is the second book that I read in the month of June. It's called First Time Caller by B.K. Borsion, and I rated this book a 4-star rating. So yes, I really love the growth between the characters. Actually, the main female character was actually looking for a partner for her mom, and I just love how they fell in love. I loved the spice scenes and all that, and I still gotta make the post, post the post on my bookstagram, so I'm kind of like slacking, but that's going to change soon. But like I was saying, I gave it a 4-star read because I almost thought this would be a 3-star read because it was just a slow type of read for me, and I was like, okay, I get that they're having this phone conversation, but then when they realize that the main male character is having feelings for the female caller and everyone is noticing, I just love how it got to the point. And there was some points in this book that I had to read over again just because I just wanted to imagine, if you know what I mean. But I gave this book a 4-star rating. I really loved it, and I can't wait when she has the second book in the series, which will come out late February of next year. So yeah. And then the next book that I read was The Fine Print by Lauren Asher. I gave this book, if I'm not mistaken, a 5-star rating. I gave this a 5-star rating because I love the relationship between Rowan and Zasha. I think that's how you pronounce her name. But I just really loved it, and how basically, you know, the kids, and she felt a certain type of way, but then other people who worked at the same, like the theme park that he owns, or his family owns, was like, oh my gosh, like you kissed the boss, like oh my gosh, like you're special. Like, I don't know, I love that. I don't know, it's just, you know, I love it, and I could not put this book down. So I started this book on the 17th of June, and I finished it in 10 days, the 27th, and that's because I was busy either babysitting or writing my novel. And I think me writing my novel is the reason why I haven't really read a lot, because I'm on a little crunch time for me to get beta readers. But I really love this book, and I can't wait to read the second one, but I'm not reading the second one until like maybe August or September. So I'm taking a break in this series just because I want to start a new series or try to finish another series. So yeah, I'm already in the middle of so many series, so that's the next book is King of Worth. This is by Huang. This is the first book of the King of Sin series, and this book I will probably read all 6 books, 5 books, because the 6th book is coming next April. So all 5 books this year, back to back to back, because I want to finish the series before the 6th book gets here and on shelves. Yes, I feel like I am late into Anna Huang books, especially this series. I am in the middle of Twisted series. I'm on the 3rd book, so I'm kind of like in the middle of both of her series. But I really, so like I was saying, this is the 4th book that I read this month, and not this month, it is July. In a few hours I will be 23, so I'm kind of like, I've been through a lot, okay? So let's just, okay, so like I was saying, this book was the 3rd or 4th book that I read. It is by Anna Huang. It is the King of Worth, part of the King of Sin series. So I had to actually shut my laptop because every time I say series, it's activating my Apple Assistant. But like I was saying, I really actually love this book. I gave this book a 5-star rating. If I don't say the rating, I will actually have it on the screen. But, oh my gosh. Like I said in my June TBR video, that a friend actually got me hooked up and told me to read this series because she told me that the King of Sin series was better than Twisted series. And so I actually was on a book buying ban when she told me that, and my impulsive thoughts won, and I bought this series. Not the best financial choice, but life is too young. But I really love this. I had to really gasp, and what I loved is that I'm going to actually read the 2nd book this month. But the fact that I have read 2 books in the Twisted series and I'm seeing them in this book, them, you know, mentioned, and I have heard too that other characters in her other books in this series, in the King of Sin series, is also mentioned, and they are not wrong. There was times where I had to like gasp, stop what I was doing, and kind of process what I just read, because it was like, it got me in a chokehold. But like I said, I gave this book a 5-star rating, and if you love this series, please give me a like. your overall rating. But if you haven't read this series, I recommend you to read this series. And then the last book that I read is Once Upon a Broken Heart. So I gave this book a 4-star rating, and how I know I remember the rating because I finished this book today before I even recorded this video. But I liked it. I did have to like try to get into it, but at the end it didn't really make no sense because I'm like, where did the vampires come from? So I was kind of lost there, and I kind of got lost in the book on where it was going around the end. But overall, I did like it. I also like how it had like the little news articles that you can read, and it's still like it kind of tells you what happened to like a character in the book. So I like that. What I also liked, and I haven't seen a lot. I don't think I have a lot of books with like something like this, but I thought this was like the most beautiful thing ever. So yeah, but I rated this book a 4-star rating, and now we're going to go and do my July TBR and all the books that I'm going to read this month, and probably will start reading tonight like in a few hours after I eat and shower, because I don't think I can go to sleep. I don't know, like, am I the only one, like, if it's like the day before your birthday, you just can't go to sleep for some reason? Like, that's me, and I low-key want to read a lot, so it's just like my excuse to read. So let's just get into what I'm going to read in the month of July. Hi besties, I'm back. So this is 8 books that I'm going to read in July, and I'm really just going to do a little rapid fire on these. But there are like 2 books in this stack that I was supposed to read in the month of June, and I will let you know like pretty soon. But let's just get into a little rapid fire edition of all the books that I'm going to read in the month of July. King of Pride, which is the second book of the King of Sin series by Huang. Like I said, this is a series that I will read back to back, and I want to finish the Twisted series next month. I thought I was going to finish it this month, but I never really started the 3rd book, so we're going to finish that series next month. But King of Pride, part of the King of Sin series, this is the 2nd book. So this is basically, I'm going to read what it says on the back. She is his opposite in every way and the greatest temptation he ever known. Reserved, control, and proper to a fault, Kai Young has neither the time nor inclination for chaos, and Isabella, with her purple hair and her inappropriate jokes, is chaos personified. With a crucial CEO vote looming and a media empire at stake, the billionaire heir cannot or can't afford the distraction she brings. Isabella is everything he shouldn't want, but with every look and every touch, he's tempted to break all his rules and claim her as his own. So, yeah, I only read this half, like the top half. But like I said, if you have read this whole series, please let me know. But yes, I'm reading the 2nd book in the series, and like I said, I probably will actually not read this one today because I want to get 2 books out of the way plus some books on my Kindle, which I will mention in a few minutes. And yeah, next is Daydream. I never really started this book in June. I wanted to start it on the last day of June and try to finish it on the last day of June, but I didn't. I won't read it like the back of the book because I read it, I think, in my June TBR, but this is by Hannah Grace, and if y'all know, I didn't really like the first 2 books in this series, the Maple Hill series, so hopefully I do like this book. and I will let you know once I read it. I actually probably will read this one today and then start Twisted Hate tomorrow. So next is Twisted Hate by Huang, which is the third book in the Twisted series. As you can see, it is pretty thick, but also Twisted Lies, it's also pretty thick as well, but he hates her almost as much as he wants her. Like I said, I'm not gonna read the back of this one either because I think I read it in my June TBR, but hopefully we can get these two books finished by next Sunday, the 12th of July. Next, I will be reading Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren. I actually have a few books by Christina Lauren, and I actually love her writing, so that's why I got this. And I have heard so many good things about this book. I actually just posted me reorganizing my bookshelf, my book carts I would say, and I explained how I have some books about her, like from her, not about her, but some books from her, and how she is a good author and I love her writing, and how a lot of people rave about this book. And I always had it in my Amazon cart, and I decided to buy it. I asked myself, did I really needed a book? And I said, yes you do. So I bought it. It was like under 10 bucks anyways off of Amazon, but it's Love in Other Words. So it's about a dynamic love story which will restore any faith in love. So Macy Sorensen is setting into an ambitious and emotional Tabit routine. Work hard as a new pediatric resident. Plan her wedding to an older, financial secure man. Keep her head down. Her heart's away. But when she runs into Elliot, I do not know how to pronounce his last name, so I'm going to say P. The first and only love of her life, the careful bubble she constructs begins to dissolve. Once upon a time, Elliot was Macy's entire world, growing from her grimly bookish friends into a man who concocts her heart open again, only to break it on the very night he declared his love for her. That's kind of sad, and I don't want to read the rest. So basically they're soulmates. That's what it's giving. But like I said, I have heard good things about this book, and I've heard it's a good summer read. So this book is definitely perfect for the month of July. So yeah. Now I'm not going to read the summaries of these books because my voice is hurting, and these fireworks are just like really bothering me. So we're gonna continue this rapid fire. But I'm not saying like, oh, I don't like fireworks. No, I love fireworks, but it's not 4th of July anymore. So, but yeah. So the next book I will be reading this month is The Passion Project by London Sperry. Oh, and before I get into the other book, I just love the cover of this book. Of course, I got it from Book of the Month, but like I said, I really love the cover of this book just because I love how it gives a positive vibe of cities, and this looks like it can be turned into a rom-com. Hopefully it is a rom-com in a book, but if it was ever turned into a movie, it could, because I don't know, it just gives that vibe. The next one is Heartless Hunter by Ciccarelli. So I have heard a lot about this book on booktube, not booktok, not bookstagram, but booktube, and I have heard good things about this book, but also okay things, but not bad. But it's in the middle of it's okay that I can give it a 4-star but not a 5-star, to I can give it a 5-star and I only can give it a 5-star. So I can't wait to read this book. I did want to read this book in fall because I feel like it could be a fall read, but I was like, why not just put a fantasy in the month of July? because why not? I'm reading a lot of romance books, no matter if they're dark romance, contemporary romance, rom-coms, you know, I'm still reading romances, so I want to do something different. And yeah. The next one is You Between the Lines by Naymon. So I got this book from Book of the Month. It was actually an add-on, and I really love the cover. It's just cute, but also simple, as you can see. And I actually love this purple. I don't know. I love like a lilac lavender color, but it seems like a romance story. It was under romance, under the category, and this just gives me a cute summer vibe, spring to summer. And it says she can't stand him, he can't forget her. So I'm guessing this is a enemies to lovers trope by just this little writing right there in red. And I love a good rom-com enemies to lovers trope. So, and then the last book that I will be reading in the month of July is The Summer We Ran by Audrey Ingram. So I got this book last month for Book of the Month. It is a romance, but it also deals with political and politics, because they do run for governor, state governor, and it's two people that used to be in love years ago. So it goes like back in time into the present. How I know? Because I read the description before picking this book for my Book of the Month. But I told myself I was going to read this book in summer. It gives summer vibes, and when I got this book back in June, I said I'm going to read it next month. It's just giving summer vibes, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to read it in summer. Now, like I said, I do have books on my Kindle that I'm going to read that I was supposed to read last month, but I never got the chance. So I'll be reading 1,000 Broken Pieces by Tillie Nicole, Part of Your World by Jimenez, and Bridesmaid Undercover by, I don't know if you heard the last book, but it is Bridesmaid Undercover by Meghan Quinn. So those are the 3 books that I'll be reading on my Kindle. And then I'm gonna go to my emails because, like I said, I don't have my Kindle with me, but I am reading another ARC read, which I have to be done by July 20th. So the book is called Playing With My Heartstrings, and it is by H.K. Green. So it's about a country singer and a girl, and it's a cowboy romance for someone who does live in Tennessee and can actually see it happening like in Broadway. So yeah, so I'm also going to start reading that this month and try to finish it within a couple of days this week coming up, because like I said, I have to be done and have my review by July 20th. So hopefully I can, and hopefully I can get done with all these books. But hold on, we're about to wrap up this video because my dog is barking, and it can be very stressful for her with the fireworks. And I don't know why I did this video too late, but I was also babysitting, so that's why. But let's just get onto the rest of the video so we can close up. So if you have read any of these books, besties, please let me know down in the comments down below, and tell me what was your rating from 1 stars to 5 stars. And if you have any book recommendations or any series that you think I have not read, please let me know down in the comments, because I'm always looking for new books to read, because I am just that girl who loves reading. There's a lot of things that I want to change about myself, which I probably will explain in a video in the future. But before I close on this video, if y'all don't know, tomorrow's my birthday. I'll be posting this video tomorrow, July 6th at 2 p.m. or 4 p.m. or actually 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. I don't know, but it's between them. If I can get it edited tonight, after I eat and shower and I don't feel tired, then we will do it we will have edited, exported, make my thumbnail, and have that ready for tomorrow morning. Late tomorrow morning. But like I said, I'm turning 22. Huh? Then I'll be born 23. Scratch what I just said. So like I said, I'll be turning 23 and 23 años. 23 years old, and I've been reflecting a lot in life lately, and I feel like I have not done a lot, and I think it's because I feel like I was having like something being like pulled on me. I felt like I had a setback when I was working at my old job, and I think this will be the chapter where I will become the person I really want to become, and that is also making content, not just book content, but if y'all don't know, I'm a Christian, and I have been like getting close to God lately, and I want to actually share more of my journey, so I hope that is okay with you guys. It is not an easy journey, I tell you that much, but I just want to like put that out there, that some of my content might change, or y'all might just see something new in the next couple of months. Well, I still do book videos, yes, so I will always love reading, but just letting y'all know that there's a lot of change that I want to change within myself, and yes, I will document that journey for both YouTube and TikTok. I'm planning to do a series soon on TikTok. I just have to plan it, and also talking about it on my podcast and season 4. So like there's just a lot of things about me that I want to change, but with YouTube I don't think that would change. Maybe my content, but if you see me acting different, it's not because oh I'm a YouTuber. No, it's just because personally I want to change me, myself, and just turning 23 tomorrow, I have realized in chapter 22, a lot of people will envy you. That a lot, and that can be friends, that can be co-workers. I used to be silly, cut off a good friend, I would say, but I realized that the friendship was one-sided, and that it was something hard for me to do, to cut off that friendship, because I wanted to talk. I wanted her and me to talk, but when I explained to her twice, she still couldn't come to a understanding that a lot, like, you know, like, this is how I feel, you push me to the side, you know, this and that. So I know she does watch our videos, and I don't care, to be honest, because it's not a way of me bullying, it's me being aware of my actions, and me who tried to talk to this person, and they didn't want to listen or understand that you can't force someone to understand, and that is okay. And once you tell them once, and once you tell them twice, that is it. You should actually just want to tell them once, and that's it. You shouldn't want to tell them twice. But I just want to put that like in this video at the end, because like I am about to turn 23, and there's a lot of things that I want to achieve. I want to fix my bumper. I want to get a good paying job, or that is remote. There's a lot of things that I want in chapter 23. So, by the grace of God, it will happen. As a Christian, as a follower of Jesus, I know it will happen in His time. But I just want to like say that and put that in the video. I will probably do the whole conversation, this whole topic of cutting off friends in a podcast episode than a YouTube video. So if you're not subscribed to my podcast on YouTube, go subscribe to it. Like, go subscribe to it now, because I always have the links of all of my other social media platforms, and we can find all my other type of content depending on what type of niches that you like down in the comments. Now, well, down in the description box always. So like I said, I will probably talk more about that in season 4 of my podcast. So go subscribe to it, go like it, go follow it, go add a rating and a review and all of that. Now, besties, so yeah, do that, please. It will mean the world. I hit like 1,000 listens a couple months ago, but I never shared it just because I wasn't really into my podcast. I wasn't really into content at all around that time, so I was surprised that I hit 1,000 listens around that time, that I just felt the funk of, you know, of doing content and just blah. But I low-key did not want to record this today, but I was like, girl, you gotta get back on your grind. You gotta get back on your grind. You didn't post on Friday. It was 4th of July. So that's why I didn't want to post on Friday. So you're gonna post on your birthday. You're gonna add this video after you record it, and you're gonna post on your birthday. And I said, okay, me. It takes discipline, and you have to tell yourself that. And maybe I can also do like a level up series on here. Actually, I do have a level up series, but I might revamp it. Because I have a whole playlist. It's called like Level Up with Dajah, and I give out like tips. I'll probably put the playlist at the end of the video or link it, and I just never really like updated it, so I might do that. But I just want to put that there, and if you ever want me to do any topics on my podcast, which is You Can See Podcast, you can also let me know down in this video, comments, or just DM me on my podcast Instagram, our regular Instagram. Both of those are in the description box down below. But I really do hope that you like this video, besties. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you have read any of these books, besties, please let me know down in the comments down below. And if you have any book recommendations, also let me know down in the comments down below. I love you guys, and let's just say chapter 22 has been very eventful for me. I feel like I haven't done a lot in life, but I know I have in this chapter of 22. And chapter 23, which starts tomorrow, will be something else, and I don't know what it will bring, but I really do hope that you like this video, and I hope that you will just continue to just watch me grow on here and on my other platforms that I will be consistent of. Yeah, I will. And yeah, when I say I will. I just have to just edit some things from June. So, and all of that. And I love you guys, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.